How is it going, everybody? Kind of testing the volume levels right now on my streams. I wish there was an easier way to see this, but at any rate, how's it going, everyone? Skylar here. In this video, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about what I'm thinking about during this crash, if I'm selling, and kind of talk about the importance of Bitcoin, because I think a lot of people freak out, and I'll tell you why I don't freak out, I guess. And short answer, wait. Talk about what I'm thinking about during this crash, if I'm selling, and so you can't even hear the music in this. All right, let's test this for a sec. At any rate, yeah, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin here for a sec, and kind of talk about why. I mean, I don't know how many people are investing for short term. Short term maybe being a couple months. If it's even a short term, as in a couple of years, then I think people just need to kind of take a step back and look at what they're investing in, right? By the way, this stream I'm going to be cool. It's see-through a little bit, right? Because of my green screen. Anyways, I'm drinking some Space Goat because, space, crypto. Anyways, I super appreciate everyone who has subscribed. Sorry guys, I'm testing my stream as I'm streaming. No one hops on for like 5 minutes anyways normally. So, anyways, I just want to say I appreciate everyone who subscribed. I'm not a normal typical crypto YouTuber. My channel is more me growing myself. I'm sharing with you what I've learned. I'm sharing with you, what I've been doing and kind of my crypto journey. And I've been doing this, I mean, it's pretty much my favorite thing to do, crypto, was learning about the industry. And I'm going to show you why it's my favorite thing to do, essentially. And so, for the past 5 years or so, I've just been doing nothing but this, to the point that friends are kind of dependent on whether or not, they know they're interested in crypto or not, which is kind of sad. But it's such a heavy interest of mine that a lot of my free time is spent learning about new projects, new capabilities, and yeah. So obviously, let's talk about the crypto crash, right? We've gone from $20,000 all the way to $3,000. Oh wait, no, this is 2017. I'm just kidding. I did that on purpose. Look, you guys, I've been in crypto long enough. So I got in, by the way, down here. I got in around this range. So I got in before this first big pump, and I stuck it through the crash, right? This is the BSV, BCH fork that took place, right? That crashed it again. I've gone through all the Elon Musk pump. I've been through, I've been through this long enough, I guess, to not really take what's going on right now too crazy. And also because of, my love for crypto. So I just wanted to just share with you guys real quick, for those who don't know, I won't have this on the screen too long, but we've been through a lot of pumps and dumps, and not pumps and dumps rather, but it pumped up and then it crashed big time, right? So pretty much, and then it recovered, then it pumped up again, then it crashed, then it recovered, then it pumped up again, then it crashed, and it recovered. And right now, the last two dumps have actually been in the 80%. One before that was 70, one before that was 90, from its all-time high, crashing all the way to the all-time bottom. Now, we're in a kind of different pump than we've ever been in Bitcoin before, because the entire global economy is currently in testing right now for a recession. In fact, right now it's May 22nd, and at the end of June we're going to end the quarter, and we're going to see if we're actually in a recession or not. Normally in July they release official numbers, but there's a lot of people that release pre numbers, and essentially if you're 2 quarters negative GDP in the nation, 2 negative quarters essentially means a recession. So I think right now we're kind of in that zone right now. But anyways, Bitcoin, like I said, it's not like this doesn't happen with Bitcoin. This is very normal. It pumps up, it crashes. Now I was hoping that we would see more of a bull market from 20,000 to 68,000 was the highest. But I think if we end up seeing a positive GDP this next coming report, then we could end up pumping up at least until the end of the year and possibly hit that 6-figure mark. But who knows? And anybody who says they do know, they're lying. They don't know what they're freaking talking about, right? Be careful of those people. Highest. Ooh, let's meet that. I have also learned, I feel like making a video of this, but actually, it was really surreal. When Luna was crashing, one of the biggest cryptocurrency projects out there was crashing, and there were people that were bragging about all the money they were making, putting their money into Luna, and then it would crash even more, and then those people were then the next day complaining about, like, oh, you stole all my money and whatever. It was just like surreal how many people were promoting, even people that are on CNBC, people that host, what's that guy's name? I can't remember his name right now for some reason, but he hosts that channel on CNBC, and he's always talking about crypto and stuff like that. He was like bragging about it. There was a billionaire that put the Luna tattoo on his arm before he crashed, right? So it's just kind of funny. Even recently, one of the biggest projects in crypto crashed, and there was a lot of people who knew it was good. And luckily I wasn't involved in that, because the 20% kind of freaked me out. It seemed very now the most successful investor in the entire world was Warren Buffett over time, and he was averaging a little over 20% yearly interest, and now this random company was saying they can give it to you, and they're kind of guaranteeing it essentially. And Bernie Madoff was only given 10%, right? So, or like 9.5 or whatever it was. So it seems sus to me, right? And then all of a sudden it crashed, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I never saw this coming. And it just, I don't know, this whole ordeal made me realize, I don't know, you can't trust people, can't trust YouTubers, can't trust, billionaires, can't trust like huge names, especially, influencers, nothing, right? So, you just kind of what I've learned is, look, I find projects, I find things that are doing things that I believe in, things that I want to succeed. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about right now with Bitcoin. But yeah, it's crashed significantly, and I kind of thought it wouldn't go, even before it was crashing. I was like 30K. Oh, that's another thing. Everyone was calling me an idiot because I was calling 30K around this level, around the 40K level, and I was just like, well, we've hit 30K twice before, anyways. But so sometimes I second guess myself, and I think like, well, these people seem to know what they're talking about. They have more followers than me. They're posting videos every day. They probably know something I don't, and I don't know. It's like they don't know as much as I think they do, and I need to get away. I mean, I feel like I actually have done a pretty good job. I don't really follow any. I do follow some YouTubers, but it's for specific things, and I don't really take their advice anymore. But or I don't like look to them to get advice anyways. By the way, you're listening to the Star Citizen soundtrack. It's a game I play with some of my buddies, but it just blows me away. The graphics and stuff like that, and flying around space. But Anyway, so in case you were wondering. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk about Bitcoin and why I'm not tripping out. Like I even though we're down here, like I could care less. And also probably something that helps was I invested down here. So it went up, it crashed, it went up. We're on our second like crashing, or my second bull run, I guess. So it would have to crash quite a bit, and plus all the money that I have, I could lose 100% of it and I'd still be fine. I'd still be able to pay all my bills and stuff like that, and I wouldn't be, and so I guess that also helps. But I'm not really tripping out, and I guess let's kind of go through this, and I'll try to talk about this as fast as possible, or as I don't know. So here's the deal, you guys. I am not into Bitcoin to become a millionaire. That's a awesome byproduct of my obsession. Then I'm super stoked, and I am worldly a lot, and I really don't like that about myself. I'm trying to fix that. But I do want a really nice house. I want paid off cars. I want a life where I don't have to worry about somebody else in order to survive. I want that really bad. And I'm gonna get it, I know I am. But after that, I feel like, okay, that's my limit. Then I can kind of be a little more chill. But I'm not into Bitcoin. I mean, the reason why I love Bitcoin isn't because I want to become a bajillionaire, right? So I found this chart, and I figured I'd kind of go through this as, pretty quick, talk about why I like Bitcoin and why I'm not tripping out. Okay, so here's the deal, you guys. A lot of people are tripping out about the price of Bitcoin and it crashing. Oh my gosh, it's going to go down, 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 down. But I guess I would ask, like, why is it going down? Why do you think it's going down? Oh, because the economy is crashing. Okay, so everything is crashing, so Bitcoin's crashing. So if everything crashes, what are you going to put your money in, right? You're going to go to gold, you're going to go to dollars, you're going to property, right? That's probably the safest bet, right? But I don't know. There's a lot of things you can get into, right? There's a lot of space travel stuff that, there's a battery, there's a lot of things that are becoming more and more used that you could, try to find value in and stuff like that. But yeah, the reason why let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, cool. So the reason why I like Bitcoin is essentially this. I think everybody on the planet should have equal rights. And it kind of blows me away. Even now, like, I see homeless people on the side of the street, and I think, like, how is that acceptable? People are dying of starvation. People are dying in these, like, war-torn countries of, dictators trying to, rule them. And there's all this, like, evil going on in the world. And it's like, why is that even happening? Like, aren't we, like, grown up enough as humans to, not be killing one another and not be, like, betraying one another and not be, but for some reason we're still human, and the human brain just wants us to, make dumb decisions and be greedy and self-absorbed and I don't think for the most part or whatever, but at any rate, the reason why I want Bitcoin is I believe not just out of money, but it provides an equal playing ground for everybody when it comes to finance and more, but finance was its first use case. But essentially, now all you need is access to the internet, and now you have the same banking privileges that the first class society does, the best of the best does. You have a Swiss bank account essentially in your pocket. All you need is access to the internet, right? Now here's the deal. Right now, everything is being built and being worked on right now. So you can't expect okay, I would look at, everyone calls this like the 90s.com era, and I was like, well, the 90s.com actually had working products, and crypto doesn't have working products yet. I mean, yeah, technically they're testing things out, but when it comes to doing something on scale, not a single one in case you're misunderstanding that as well, let me just say it again. 100% of every single crypto product is not able to scale. It's because everybody is either testing their software, they're running off of Ethereum, which Ethereum can't scale. Ethereum does about 15 transactions per second. So if I'm sending somebody money in game, that's just one transaction. So you have millions of players playing one single game. Plus you're trying to use it for web, for PayPal type of purposes and Amazon and eBay. Like, it's just not going to work. You're going to need tens of thousands and eventually millions of transactions to be done per second even, and so Ethereum right now is hopefully going to increase into the 100,000 range per second, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands. So that will help every project on Bitcoin on Ethereum to eventually actually be able to be used. And Bitcoin, with its layer 2 to a Lightning network, it's looking at the hundreds of thousands or more even people being able to use it. So none of this technology is being able to be used right now. So we are in crypto in the 80s. That's the way I'd look at it. Where the internet was, where the internet was in the 80s, that's where we're at in crypto. So we are in a spot where things are being tested, things are being figured out. We are still in the early adoption phase. People like to say we're in, because everyone in the world's heard of Bitcoin and stuff. Well, no one's using Bitcoin. No one's actually adopting it to mass scale. There's no like Facebook or PayPal or something huge or that's grown up to be to run off of Ethereum, or there's been no new social media, there's no new companies that run off of Ethereum or Bitcoin or something like that, and it's because they can't work to scale. Now you can do little things, and there's been entire countries that's adopted it, but it can't scale. Right now Bitcoin's in like the 5, 6, 7 transactions per, I think it's like 7 transactions per second right now. So it can't scale. Everything's being figured out right now. Once it gets figured out, now all of a sudden companies can compete. So, what's up, man? Batman, what's up, man? So everyone that's freaking out about Bitcoin crashing right now, you just need to understand we are in the beginning phases, and I do think this is a game changer, because again, Bitcoin allows every single human being on the entire planet to have the same banking rights as they have a Swiss bank account in their pocket, essentially. All you need is access to the internet. And once all of this technology gets figured out and they can end up doing things to scale, then Bitcoin and Ethereum and every 100% of all the crypto projects which can't scale right now can officially begin to scale. So, Ethereum says, I think I just read something that said August or July it was going to launch it was going to officially be able to scale. And I think if we don't post a negative quarter for this GDP, and Ethereum ends up saying like, hey, we're able to scale, and they end up launching ETH 2.0, then I think we'll see 6-figure Bitcoin, and we'll see another bull market at least until the end of the year. If at the end of the quarter it doesn't, and we start seeing negative GDP, then who knows? 2 official GDP quarters puts us in a recession, and recessions last. Actually, let's pull that up real quick. I think I just misspelled like half the words. Okay, so a review of recessions. All right, so no, I kind of want charts, right? You want the charts. You want the charts, see? You want the charts. All right, so oh, this doesn't do it very well. No, that's employment rate. Dang it. That's not what I wanted. I was looking at this earlier, but essentially it was like 3 to 7 years was like the average for the recessions, it seemed like. Like, it would crash and it would take 3 to 7 years to actually recover. Anyways, so who knows what will happen when a recession hits? If a recession hits, we could see it drop quite significantly. But when it comes to its actual use case and stuff, none of that's changed. Bitcoin has been doing better. They've been everything's been going upwards, right? They haven't. It's not like Bitcoin all of a sudden has found a fatal flaw in its system, and that's why it's crashing. It's crashing because the world economy is crashing and everything. And Bitcoin's never been in a recession before. So I mean, like, I guess let me just try to rewind. Let me just say, I know I've said this again, but let me just say it again for the second, third, fourth, fifth time or whatever, because this is why Bitcoin is important to me. All right, so I'll walk around, and I hope that you feel this way too. Now, I do have, like, sometimes I see people asking for money on the side of the street, and I once offered jobs to like 8-9 people. I gave umbrellas to like tons of people that were begging for money while they were on the sides of corners going to work, and no one was using the umbrellas. Like, no one called me back for a job, even though I was able to pay them like $25 under the table. Like, I just didn't understand what was going on, and I understand there's like certain hesitations for people like, are you just going to use that for something else? Are you going to walk back to your Mercedes or whatever? But outside of that, we know factually that people are dying in the world of hunger. People are dying in the world because of these like war-torn countries and stuff like that. And yet, like, and by the way, I'm going to put myself in this category. I want a Tesla. That's $80,000. Did you know that you could pay $20,000 for a well, and that well could go into a community that would give water to 10 to 15,000 people? That's a lot of people. When I moved to Utah for the first time, I grew up around large cities, all grown up. But then when I moved to Utah, I was in a city with 8,000 people in it. I mean, there's cities next to it and stuff like that, but still, I was just like, 8,000 people. I'd been to concerts before that had like literally 15 times, 20 times the amount of people than my entire city. It was just like crazy, right? Like, go to EDC, right, or something like that. Go to White and Black. You'll find quite a few cities in there, right? But anyways, I'm obsessed with Bitcoin because Bitcoin gives equal rights, essentially, and it's just been getting better. It's been getting faster. It's been getting cheaper. More people are onboarding. More people are using it, and that's why I'm obsessed with it. The argument with power, to me, what that means when people say entire countries can't use. By the way, they're using weird metrics, like Christmas lights. Essentially, like, probably around right now, like 1.5 amount of the energy that Christmas lights use. That's how much Bitcoin actually uses. In fact, if you were to take everything that's plugged in, like TVs, for instance, my TV right now, it's plugged in. It's not turned on. If it's not turned on, it's paused on what's that blue shirt guy? Free Guy movie right now. But anyways, but if it was turned off, holy crap, Portugal, how's it going? Anyways, all of that power would be less than Bitcoin. And by the way, also, I don't think consuming power is a bad thing. What Bitcoin has actually done, which is really interesting, because you make so much money off of Bitcoin, and if you can harness free energy with like solar or wind or something, then you essentially have free money. You have a printing press. For the next 100 years, you want a free printing press? Put a solar panel in your backyard. Put a windmill in your backyard. And start mining Bitcoin. And then eventually the profits just keep paying off that, whatever you're doing. The profits eventually pay it off. And now you have free energy. That energy you can use as currency. Henry Ford actually proposed this 100 years ago. Ford would replace gold with energy currency and stop wars, right? So I see it as like it takes a lot of energy and time to like build up the reputation of finding, all of a sudden there's now someone coming and mining Bitcoin and them slowly growing. And once they they average, it would take a year to two. and it would cost billions of dollars to mine to get the operation going and be able to try to hack Bitcoin, and the cost to reward is just so skewed that it just doesn't make any sense. And the longer Bitcoin goes, the more that doesn't make sense. Anyways, I'm rambling, but essentially, eventually, so there's places in Germany right now that are sharing energy, sharing water. Like we should be able to be in a network that, like, if something horrible happened, like what would happen if we went to war and all of a sudden, like, our communication networks went, like, they hit a couple of main points and all of a sudden our communication went down, our power went down, we would be, we'd be screwed, right? Well, there's places already in Europe and Germany that are doing shared energy, shared water, and to the point where if something horrible happens to an area, it doesn't affect the other regions because there's a lot of people that have wind. If you're over like a thermal, something from the earth that you can get power from, then they would share their energy with people around them. You have a high wind area, okay, so this place harnesses more energy there, and you just kind of share. You get on this shared network, and then it's not centralized, and then you could be in a piece of property. The piece of property has a little stream in it, and you can harness energy from that and from the solar, and you can share your you can harness a node for internet if you want to pay for that, and you could share it with your neighbors and have them pay you a little fee instead of these internet companies. And there's so much cool stuff you can do with decentralizing systems, and Bitcoin again was the very first one to start all of this. So look, guys, I believe in Bitcoin so much that I think it's one of those things that's going to take over my life, because I just want don't you? I think everyone I've ever spoken to, when it comes down to it, like, they see the problem. They just don't see any path to fix it. They don't get it, right? Well, Bitcoin provides that path, right? So when it comes to money, it also fixes a bunch of situations. So as well, it helps a bunch of people in the world as well. But I'm going to kind of go through this list real quick, and then we'll end the stream. Oh, and by the way, the Cadena upgrade, I actually haven't spent that much time looking up a bunch of updates on other projects. On Luxo I have been, because it's my favorite project right now, but not on Cadena. Now, I actually do have a wallet that holds Cadena. I like the project, but I haven't kept up to date with it. Cadena and what's the project it works with too? Anyways, I have another wallet that I actually haven't looked at in like a year. I just like kind of leave it alone, and once my other wallet's too good, I'll look at it later probably. And then Luxo, I guess, since you asked. Sorry, you're listening to the Star Citizen soundtrack. I freaking love this game. I actually don't even play the game. I just fly around space and like go to a moon and sit on it and watch the planets like rotate in the background and just like record it and then put music behind it. I've put like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 hours, a lot, into this game. And I haven't even done a single mission. I just fly around and record stuff. Anyways, for those people who actually know what that game is. Anyways, Luxo, they just did an update like 2-3 months ago, and I haven't played it since then because the update makes it harder. But anyways, sorry if you're listening to the music and it's like you're like, what the heck's going on? But yeah, Luxo. Here's the deal with Luxo, you guys. Luxo has they've postponed their launch, and everything is going well. In fact, if you can actually go to the Reddit. Hold on, let me pull up the Reddit. can go to their Reddit and go to their validator announcement. And this is the last thing that happened, right? So they even said this has been a busy week. They had a big failure to overcome something. Someone figured out that failure. They fixed it. After resolve, they increased their participation from 70 to 89%. Actually looked, they were in today, and they were around 90 to 95%, which is really nice. So most of the validators are running. Everything looks good so far. They've been working on, a lot of stuff. Essentially, yeah. We'll see in the next following weeks, but I think what'll happen is when Ethereum starts fixing their issues and starts getting to Ethereum 2.0, this is when Luxo is going to launch. So I thought Luxo was going to launch before Ethereum 2.0, but now I'm thinking that Ethereum 2.0 and Luxo are going to launch around the same time, because essentially it's the same tech and stuff like that. But anyways. I'm still heavy into Luxo. I don't think it's a shady project or anything like that. Everything I said a year ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, whatever, when I still believe in it, when it was at 40 cents to $1, right? It's crashed big time from $48, right, down to $5 right now. But my thoughts on the project haven't changed whatsoever. So, but anyways, yeah, you guys, Bitcoin is interesting. Because yeah, I remember when the 2008 crash happened, I was like, dude, there's nothing you can, like, all of a sudden all these like big banks were getting bailed out, nothing was changing, and then I started learning that, like, oh, I'm making a video on this, by the way, talking about this process, but then I realized that the Fed that got started in the Federal Reserve that got started in 1913 was, I found out the whole fiat process has been going on for thousands of years. Anyways, it just like kind of opened my eyes, and I was just like, what the heck is going on? And why aren't people like pissed? Like, why aren't people like trying to fix this? Everyone seems to be okay with like living in a world that they know that their grandchildren are going to have a harder time in. And it's just like, I know everybody wants to fix this, but we just haven't. And we haven't like put forth the effort, and we haven't like figured. I think what it is we haven't figured it out. We haven't figured out the path yet. Like, if everyone's like, hey, all we got to do is just like stop doing these two things, start doing this more, and then all of a sudden everything will be good. I don't know, but no one's figured out a real good path, and you have Democrats and Republicans fighting against one another. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm not really a political person, but freak. How do you not start becoming political in the last 5 years, right? It's been crazy. But it's kind of dumb. They're both so dumb, just in different ways. Like, we all want the same thing as people, but once greed gets in the way, like, all bets are off, I feel like. But anyways, so yeah, let's go through these with gold, Bitcoin, and dollars. So spendable, yeah, gold, obviously not. I'm not going to even talk about gold, because what I think about gold, by the way, is I think gold holds its value really well. If you want to hold your like a stable coin kind of thing throughout history that actually is stable through inflation, I actually do think gold is pretty good. I saw this article that was talking about gold back in the Roman days, and they're like, a 1 ounce silver gold coin back in the day would buy a robe, a really nice belt, and sandals, right? That's the typical. And 1 ounce now is what, like 2,000, 1,800, something like that. 1,800 would buy me a brand new suit, a really nice suit, a nice leather belt, and like a really nice pair of shoes, right? So it's essentially the same thing, right? The royalty was able to buy themselves a robe, sandals, and belt with 1 ounce gold back in the day, and they're really nice, whatever. And same thing now, right? If I went and got like went to Barney's, I don't know why I said Barney's, because Friends for some reason. Oh, do you guys remember Friends? How many people on the stream are old like me? Like me if like the stream if you're old like me and remember Friends. But anyways, if I got a really nice suit, nice leather belt, nice whatever, and I mean, heck, just freaking. Anyways, so gold has historically been good at holding its value throughout time, dollar to dollar, but not increasing in value. Dollars, as in fiat, has 100% gone to zero and crashed and failed, and a new currency took it over. So anyways, spendable, I'm not even talking about gold, but spendable, yeah, you can spend currency. Dollars is digital now too, which is nice, so spendable is good. Anonymous, by the way, I'm not going to go off this graph because I don't agree with this. Dollars, holy crap, yeah, it's anonymous. Do you know where your $5 came from in your wallet, right? No one knows. Where did it come from 2 people ago? No one knows, right? Cash is for sure 100%, like, really good anonymous. Okay, so I'm actually going to be disagreeing with this chart, but I'm going to be hitting these points. Anonymous Bitcoin, yeah, it's anonymous if you create an anonymous address, but once, like, let's say that anonymous address paid for my Netflix account, you'd probably guess that, like, I wouldn't be paying for someone else's Netflix account, right? So if you paid for my Netflix account, right, you paid for my gas bill or whatever, then no longer is it anonymous. However, I can create a wallet and be anonymous really easy, so whatever. It's just like creating a Twitter account, right? Although even a Twitter account, right, you can track back IP addresses and stuff. I don't know. Transfer delay with dollars. If you were to transfer like $500 from here to Mexico, then it would be a 3 to 5 day delay. 3 to 7 it shows on here, but whatever. Bitcoin, I have seen Bitcoin take like a little less than a day to transfer things or so, but normally it's within like 15 minutes or so, and depending on how busy the network is. But yeah, if you use credit card and stuff, then obviously dollars are better. But yeah, this chart needs to be explained a little bit better, or you can tell whoever wrote this chart is like one of those Bitcoin bros. What do you call them? Maximalists? All I eat is steak, and then I like carry my M16 AR-15 rifles around, and I like smoke cigars, and then I like buy shiz with cash because I'm a baller, right? Those type of people. Transaction fee. Right now, Bitcoin transaction fees are high, but it's going to be very minimal. So how great would it be if you could just like PayPal or oh my gosh, Venmo somebody, right? And not have to worry about like, oh, you send somebody like $100,000, it costs you 3 cents and it happens instantaneously, right? Obviously, Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, by the way, a little bit more. It's like where it's going to be, right? Non-counterfeitable. You can't counterfeit gold. Come on, what is this? Why'd you say X's? Whoever made this chart's dumb. Spray paint? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, who would freaking buy gold without testing it? Come on. Gold is not counterfeitable. All right, counterfeitable. Gold is gold, all right? So whoever made this chart, again, I disagree with, but anyways, Bitcoin for sure 100% you can guarantee. It's more so than gold, I would say. But maybe equal, I don't know, but still, gold's not 3x's. Give me a break. Stop it, guy who only loves Bitcoin and wants to trash talk everything else without actually looking at opinions and views. Dollars, yeah, you can counterfeit it, all right? There's a lot of stuff you can do with dollars, so that is correct. XXX. Theft resistant. Yeah. Here's the deal with Bitcoin, you guys. There's a lot of hackers that can do keyloggers, that can get your password and stuff, and that's how it's counterfeitable. But if you end up creating a Bitcoin wallet and getting those passwords and everything like that without with doing it on a brand new computer or doing it on a device that isn't hacked or anything like that, and the only way to access it is with those passwords, then the only way that you can get it is with those passwords. So no one could brute force hack it. The government can't get it. Unless you give them your password, they cannot get it, which is awesome. So theft resistance is really good as long as you're smart about it. Cash, it just depends. See 3x's for that. Come on. Theft resistant. In the United States dollar is really you have if someone steals your money, you can just call your bank and be like, hey, someone stole my money. And they'll reimburse you within the same day. It's crazy. And then they'll submit some sort of review or whatever, and they'll go look at it. I've had people use my card and they weren't supposed to, and I just changed my card number. They reimbursed me the charges that I said that weren't good, right? So, again, stop it with the 3X's. Come on, be nice. Open source, though. Obviously, gold and cash isn't open source. They're very cash is very centralized. This doesn't even make sense with gold, right? But Bitcoin for sure open source. If you create a code and you want to change it and you want to help work on Bitcoin to make it better, you can submit it and they can end up accepting it, and it can end up being part of the code, which is awesome. Durability. Gold's freaking amazing with durability. 2X's. Get out of here, guy who made this chart. So, gold lasts for thousands and thousands of years. All right, so gold's a very good choice when it comes to durability. You could bury it and you don't have to worry about it. Oh my gosh, come on, guy. I'm gonna call him Chuck. Chuck, who made the chart. Come on, Chuck. Okay, so durability with Bitcoin, yeah, it's very durable. It'll last as long as the Bitcoin network's there. Your Bitcoin's there. So unless the network goes to zero, which means that not even one person is running the Bitcoin network, then it goes to zero. I don't see that happening. Even if Bitcoin went from its worst to its worst to its worst wouldn't be that people wouldn't even run a node. It cost a couple $100. Like, come on. Maybe like $10,000 altogether. It probably costs to get all the information on it and never have to worry about it losing, right? Anyways, durability with cash, yeah, it's freaking horrible, right? It's made out of freaking paper. Inflation proof, yeah, pretty good. Gold, good job, guy who freaking Chuck, right? Who made the chart? Good job, Chuck. You actually were correct on one of them. Inflation proof with Bitcoin, you guys. Bitcoin only has 21 million coins that'll ever be minted, right? So you don't have to worry about people printing more, and that's the biggest thing that happens when it comes to inflation is people just print more money. You guys, 80% of all the money that's ever existed in the United States economy has been printed in the last 2 years. That's crazy. Cash, yeah, not even close. Good job, Chuck. Irreversible payments on gold, yeah, pretty good. I could imagine it would be pretty good. Bitcoin, yeah, there's no way you could change it, right? Even the biggest exchange in the world was going to pay a crap ton of money to try to fix it and try to dial back the chain just a few blocks, and they ended up giving up, and they didn't even end up trying because they wouldn't have been able to. So you can't reverse payments in this. You can't cheat the system, right? Cash, I mean, there's so many different variations of how this could be affected. So I'm going to talk about it. Decentralized gold, yeah, decentralized gold's decentralized. For the most part, I mean, most of it, there's a lot of it owned by governments and stuff like that, but like you can bury it in your backyard. You can actually own it yourself, and it's not something that can be taken away like in a bank account, right? Bitcoin, absolutely decentralized. There's millions of computers around the world that are running the network, and everyone who starts their computer up decides to run the Bitcoin network can end up joining a part of it, and then becomes harder and harder to hack. So yeah, cash, absolutely 100% decentralized, right? They can print as much money as they want. So, I mean, as I'm going through this, you guys understand the importance of this. This is your everyday life. This is money. This is the number one cause for people killing other people is money, right? Money. Money buys houses. Money buys freedom. Money buys, vacations. Money buys freedom. Money buys, whatever. You don't have to worry about life if you have money. Money is what, and so this is important when it comes to fixing this stuff, right? Divisibility. So this is another thing. Come on, guys. There's no way that you could be checking off little like tink, ding, 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 ding. Oh, here's my little gold flake so I can buy my candy bar. No one's doing that. Come on, give me a break, Chuck. Guy who made the chart. You're not going to be able to carry around gold, right? However, one Bitcoin equals 10 to the 8 satoshis, which is 100 million satoshis. So one Bitcoin equals 100 million satoshis. So essentially, if Bitcoin hits $1 million, then one satoshi will be equal to 1 penny. So very, very divisible. This is also, come on, there's pennies. They're exactly what you just said. Talk about removing the penny soon, which means that they don't even need the penny, but it's so divisible that they could use the penny. So they're kind of like, come on, Chuck. Anyways, scarcity. Yes, there is scarcity to gold. Yes, there is. You could get them. Oh, there's an asteroid, and Elon Musk is gonna. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true for sure. I understand. Asteroid mining is gonna be a thing. But it's going to be a while, right? Come on. In the world, yes, there is 100% a limited amount of gold. So Bitcoin as well is only going to be 21 million, a little technically barely under that, right? If you look at the exact numbers. But yeah, there's a scarcity number. You cannot create more. That's also huge. You can't inflate Bitcoin. Bitcoin's software. It's code. So no greedy people can cash, yeah, you can deflate it. You can print as much as you want. Like I said, 80% of all the money that's been available has been printed in the last couple of years. Sorry, I was reading chat. Scarcity, or let's see, non-monetary usefulness. Jewelry, electronics. I don't know if I'd give it 3. I would give it 1 check mark. Yes, gold can be used. It's used for cell phones a tiny bit. Jewelry, yeah. But what value does that bring? Like the cell phones brings way more value than the gold, right? And the jewelry, right? But anyways, Bitcoin for sure, 100%. Now someone in Uganda that or how about in Argentina, where they can't even use their currency down there because it's been so they've printed so much of it and it's become inflated so quickly. Well, now that person can create a shop on a worldwide Etsy type of deal that sells pictures that they're a photographer, and now someone in Uganda can now sell a picture for $250 in American dollars, but instead of being American dollars, it will be 0.00687 Bitcoin or something like that, right? Bitcoin puts the entire world on an equal playing ground. So if someone in Uganda can't make the same money as I can make on Etsy or on these, so yes, Bitcoin, bam. Gold, come on, get out of here with gold. Get out of here with fiat cash. Fiat cash is like, if you want to, it's very political. United States dollar is very political, right? So XXX for sure. Shininess, that's a dumb thing to say, but anyways, you guys, Bitcoin, it puts our banking infrastructure on a level playing ground, and all you need is the internet. I think eventually everybody in the entire world will have the same access to any system, to anything, and it won't be this like, oh, you grew up in Africa, so that means there's no way you can everything's harder, and you have an economy that's different. You can't get on the internet and do stuff with America, and you can't access a bank account system the same way that someone in Utah like me would be able to, right? So I think Bitcoin puts everybody on the same playing ground. It's only getting better. It's only getting more adopted. So yeah, I am so on board with Bitcoin, you guys. I could give a crap what the price is. I'm always going to be obsessed with Bitcoin. And the price will go up. I knew about it when it was, I started learning about it when it was under $1,000. So even at $30,000, it's like, oh no, it's only 30x above what I learned it from, right? People in 2017, no one's lost money from that, right? In fact, if we go back to our chart, the only people that lost money are people that purchased it in, what is this? January of 2021. So anyone who purchased it in the last 17 months, it's been around, you guys, for 10 years. The only people who are behind on their money are people who purchased it 17 months ago. So it's going, I feel like it's gonna, it's gonna be maybe down here, and if we go into a bad recession, we could go down. Actually, I could see ourselves going down to the 20K level. But this is our next big support, is at 20K level. The next big support under, and as you see from December in this, right, the next big support under that is going to be 12,500, right? But I don't think it's going to get that low. But hey, if it did, then the way I'm looking at it is, wow, $1,000 into Bitcoin is actually over $6,000 into Bitcoin just a few months ago or whatever, right? So I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in technology. I want to live in a world where Bitcoin succeeds. I want to live in a world where things aren't centralized, where just a few people have power over the many, and where equal rights and freedom reigns worldwide. And Bitcoin is one of the first products that actually provides a path to get there. So, yeah. Now, I guess for those who, I guess I'm going to end the stream here. If anyone is, oops. No. If anybody wants to hit me up or ask any questions or anything like that, I'm always on Twitter, so you can always hit me up on Twitter. And by the way, I'm kind of done with social influencers when it comes to learning from people who know what they're talking about or whatever. I feel like I've kind of gotten to the point where hopefully I kind of know what I'm doing and I have my path. My path is finding products that actually are doing something. It's helping the world, doing something that I believe in. I'm going to invest in those projects long term. So everything you see on my page, last year, August 9th is or 2nd, right? Even when I knew we were going to bear market, I was trying to find cool, but the year before that, even, right? This is when I invested into Luxo, actually, right? I got in at $1.07. So I'm saying, like, it's been 2 years since I posted this, and still we're 500% above where it was. So I feel like, anyways, I just want to be upfront and honest with everybody, and most people I feel like aren't, and sorry, that's messed up to say. I'm sure a lot of people are, but if you do want to help me follow my journey, and I'll be upfront and honest with everybody and show all my trades, if I sell something huge, buy something huge, whatever, and yeah, we can kind of get through this together. But I guess I am going to end the stream now, but again, let me go through this as well, because we've been through a lot of times where we pumped up and crashed back in 2011, right? We're up to 18 cents. Bitcoin went up to $1, from 18 cents to $1, and then crashed to 68 cents. We're up from 68 cents to $30. 68 cents to $30, you guys. And then it crashed down to $2. $30 to $2, right? Then it went from $30 to $2.29, and then it crashed down to 67 from 2.29, and then it pumped up from $67 to $1,100. Then it crashed from 1,100 to 175. Then it went up from 175 and went up to 20 grand. Then it crashed from 20 grand to 3K, 3K to 60K, and now we're from 60K to 30K. And who knows where it's going to go from here, but it's a consistent flow of pumping, crashing, pumping, crashing. And so when it comes to the price action, just talking about it by itself, it's very normal for crypto and the Bitcoin, but when it comes to, like, the technology is getting better, faster, quicker, there's no reason to really panic. And even if it did drop down to this level, the way I would look at it is, I can buy something for 11 grand when it used to be 68, right? And I know it'll pump up back there, and long term, I think this is where society is going. I think people want to get on a network where everybody has equal rights and the ability to have the same opportunities as everybody else. And And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin. So, no, I'm not selling Bitcoin. No, I'm not tripping out. No, I don't really care. The only thing I do care about is eventually I do want to buy my own house. And I do want to buy outright. I don't want to have to be spending some 30 years to be paying it off, right? I have like a couple of worldly goals, and that I do have as well for sure. But I hope that in a few years I'll be doing this full time, and I'll be able to help find people in different countries that can help benefit them from experiencing the Bitcoin network in a way that they've never been able to help figure out the economy to help them out in the previous experiences. I don't know. Hard to. I feel like I'm just jibber jabbering now, but I really appreciate everyone who has been watching this so far. I'm sorry if people are tripping out, if people lost money, anyone who's in Luna or UST, that sucks. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything's doing okay, and I hope all my Luxo people are doing good. I feel like there's been no bad news. Everything's just been going up and doing better. It's just the world economy's been crashing, the S&P's been crashing, and Bitcoin's been going with it. So, yeah. Appreciate everyone again. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Subscribe and like if you want to hear more of my content. I try to post every single week and on Sundays. So, yeah. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.